Welcome everybody to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and Attention Coach Jeff Copper, and we're here today with Alan, the ADD Crusher. Welcome to the show.
Always fabulous to be here. Great to see you.
Actually, I said Alan. It's Alan Brown, the ADD Crusher.
Okay, Alan Brown, the ADD Crusher. Fine.
So, which do I need to do? Do I need to start this interview, or do I need to finish this interview?
You don't have to finish anything, Jeff. Ever. Yeah. Well, not ever, but let's talk about starting versus finishing. We've been talking, Jeff and I have been talking a lot about Zen hacks, Zen brain hacks, things that where you just changing the way you view something, and then it frees you into action. So this one is called starting versus finishing. And we ADDers, of course, have a lot of trouble finishing things. We get excited about starting projects, right? And then when it gets down to that last 20%, that's when it gets less interesting. It's, trying to pull together the final details, and then we just kind of blow it off. We also have this general kind of problem with procrastination, where we don't want to get, we just can't get motivated to start something. One of the reasons that we don't want to get started with something is because, well, I have to finish that thing. You hear the tone in that? You hear the tonality in that? I have to finish that thing. Once you've kind of set that tone for a project or a to-do, you're kind of, resigned to not starting it, because I can't finish it right now anyway, so I'm not even going to start it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a kind of a...
You're making me want to stop right now before I even get started.
Yeah. But how about this? What if I told you you don't have to finish anything? All you have to do is start. Just start. And it doesn't matter how far along you get. Just get in there and start. I had to write a bunch of important emails today. I'd actually been putting them off for a couple of days. They weren't urgent, so it wasn't like anything bad was happening, because I had to get them done this week. And I was sitting in my Starbucks and getting ready to do something else, and I thought, you know what? Those things that I needed to do that I've been putting off a little bit, I'm just going to start them. I don't have to finish them. They were complex. They took a lot of thought. I had to do a little research on them. And you know what? Once I started them, before I knew it, wow, I just finished those 3 emails. Done. And that's because I didn't go into it thinking, I have to finish those complicated emails that require research. I just gave myself the freedom to start it.
Yep.
Powerful brain hack.
The beauty of that too is there's positive psychology in that. There's no negative self-talk. You're reframing everything. You're listening to your mind's voice. You're basically walking in like, okay, I've been working on a new release for my newsletter that's been kind of going on for a period of time, and there's a logo thing that I've been having some difficulty with and kind of going through it, and the idea is, okay, I need to start today to kind of move forward on it, as opposed to I got to finish what I did yesterday. No, I got a certain distance, now it's time for me to start to move towards the end of it. Yep. And that can completely change your disposition, completely change how you look at things. And for those with ADHD, so much of it is really getting that mindset in the right way in order to make it happen.
I'm so glad that you mentioned the physiological aspect, because remember that tone that I came in, I have to finish that thing. Look actually how my shoulders kind of go down. This is not for nothing. This is no joke here. Once your shoulders slump and you get that kind of negativity going, you're actually creating cortisol. You're producing cortisol, which is a stress hormone. You're actually reducing the oxygen to your brain, and you're making it even more difficult for you to act and start something. But if you just were actually to set up and go, you know what, I'm just going to start it. Now you've given yourself a no-lose situation where all I have to do is start, right? Anybody can start anything. I can start anything anytime. So then you are no longer giving yourself that kind of self-prophecy death sentence of, I have to finish that thing, so I'm not even going to start it. Physiological thing is key. There's another part of that
while you're saying this, what came to me was hope. And I'll never forget years ago watching Dr. Barkley and Dr. Hollowell at the CHAD conference in Orlando, talking about ADHD, is it a gift or not a gift and stuff like that. And the two actually kind of came from different areas. Dr. Barkley's a researcher and he's talking about normative values, but Dr. Hollowell is about the individual and it's all about hope. And when you're dealing with people, it's all about hope. And what I'm hearing in this is when you start talking about I got to get started, there's hope. And when that negativity of finishing, again, kind of reframes it. In so much of this world, it's really all about hope and it's all about the future and can get you started in the right direction.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. You just saved me, because I had forgot. You just reminded me exactly. The other thing that you referred to before was this is negative self-talk, and we get into this, oh, I'm not going to finish it. But the other thing that's part of negative self-talk is that if we get in and start something and don't finish it, we see that as a failure. But the fact of the matter is that if you get in there and you just start it and you move it along 1 millimeter, that's a success, and you got to take that success, give yourself a pat on the back. Hey, I started it, man. I got in there, and that gives you hope.
And guess what? We're almost finished because we started the interview a little while ago. So, Alan, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming on to the show. Thank you so much.
Always so much fun. It's great. Thank you all.
Take care, everybody.